Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. It'll give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Korash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether they can accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the occupant pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. Messiah from GMS Orlando Camp coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another day edification, another Saturday edification. Lord willing, this be edifying. And I titled this lesson, Rome's currency is devaluing again. Now, if you know about Rome monetary system, it was gold, silver, bronze, and then copper. And Babylon's system was what? Gold, silver, and now it's FRNs and fake coins, man. Okay. So the same as Rome was Rome's currency was gold, silver, bronze, and then copper, which that's when it was done. The currency was done. So was Babylon the Great. North America it was gold, silver, and they went to what? FRN notes, right? So this is a video from RT News. The Lord wouldn't be edifying. This is for money. This is for educational purposes only. This is not for monetary gain. I do not own a copyright to this video. This is for educational purposes only. The Lord wouldn't be edifying. So this is a video from RT News showing about, which we done did many videos on the currency of Babylon the Great devaluing, which is not nothing new because this is what happened to the Roman Empire. It's the same thing that happened to the Roman Empire, man. So what these devils did, they created the bread and circuses, right? As the money was devaluing, Rome created these bread and circuses, these coliseums and these stadiums to keep people occupied, keep them bugged out, and not knowing that the economy was collapsing, the infrastructure was collapsing and deteriorating. So people didn't know. It's the same thing going on now, man. Jake think that they FRNs it's value, man. When really it's worth nothing, man. It's not backed by no gold or silver. And when you look up, when you go and look up about the Roman currency, man, it show you that they kept taking away the silver from the coins and kept adding copper to it till it wasn't worth nothing, man. This is the same thing going on now, man. That's why we got inflation. So, Lord, when is be edifying? I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna get a few precepts. So let me run this back. I know it might be a commercial. So if it is, just bear with me. Let me turn this volume down.
Live from the world headquarters of RT America in our nation's capital, this is the news with Rick Sanchez.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Sanchez. I want to welcome our viewers from all over the world, especially those of you who are watching us right now on the portable TV app. All right. So I want to start by giving you what is, I think, a startling statistic that we all need to wrap our heads around, and it's this. In the last 23 months, just short of 2 years, our government began printing money at the rate of $6.5 billion a day. $6.5 billion a day. Remember, this is money that is being drawn essentially out of thin air. It's not tied or grounded to any particular asset, for example. That means that in those 23 months, the agency that prints that money, the Fed, has increased its balance sheet by $4.4 trillion. $4.4 trillion in just 23 months. That means essentially this. We have printed more money in the last roughly 23 months than we have in the Fed's entire existence. The Fed was founded in 1913, right about the time that we were still looking for or counting bodies from the sinking of the Titanic. That's how far long ago. That means that we printed more money in the last couple of years than we did in the last 100 years. If inflation stays at high levels, meaning that we eventually have to raise interest rates, and at some point we stop printing money, what's going to happen? President Ronald Reagan's former budget director says what will happen will not be a pretty picture at all. David Stockman is ringing the alarm bell right here on the News with Rick Sanchez, where once we said before and we'll say it again, it's time to do news again. All right, so these are the questions that we think that you will probably want asked as you watch this newscast. Why does David Stockman say a collapse could be coming? Why is the maker of AR-15s offering Sandy Hook parents $33 million? Is there really a new way of buying that does not include money? There is, and we're going to tell you what it is. Everyone seems to be talking about inflation and how that can be a harbinger of things to come. But fewer people are taking that deep dive into exactly how much money we're simply pulling out of thin air. And we're going to look at both of these issues, but we're going to begin with inflation. And NRS correspondent Farron Franzak, who's joining us here on set to take us through it. What do we know?
All right, so Rick, let's start with what has gone up, because everyone's like, what am I going to be paying more for? COVID halted hotels, airfare, and all things travel. So if you take a look, we got hotels, they're up 10%, airfare up 24%.
Wow.
Then you have the used cars up 30% because remember that chip shortage coming out of China. People can't buy new cars, therefore they're stuck with the old cars, and those prices have jacked up.
That's crazy. What people are paying for a pre-owned car right now is remarkable.
Astronomical. Now let's talk about your home. We were talking about washers and dryers and grills. Those are all up 27%. Furniture's up 9%. Bikes up 10%. Lumber. The highest that we saw, it was $1,670 per 1,000 board feet. What that is, it covers 1 square foot. Okay, a 12 by 12 inch tile, $1,600.
So how big is the increase in lumber? Probably up about 20 or 30.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So then the thing is economists predict this is going to be high. This is going to stay high the next 18 months. Now we have charts that are going to blow you away. You're going to see a dip first, which is going to be 2019 to 2020. Then I want you to look at the last half, the 2020 to 2021. Take a look here. First, we've got transportation. It's going to be almost up 20% there, as we talked about with the used cars and all of that.
This is over the next
no, this is
2
from
years?
2020 to 2021.
Where we are now compared to where we were.
Now.
Got it. Okay.
Next is the used cars and trucks. Like we said, almost 30%. Then you're going to have gasoline up more than 50%.
All right, so let's look at trucks first. Let's follow the video here, and now let's look at gasoline.
Yep.
Wow, look at that V.
Exactly. That's the most shocking part. Then after that, oil. That's another part. Same like with gasoline. That one's coming up almost 50%. You can see this gigantic V. Then we have housing. Again, year overall, almost 3% of an increase. Rent, almost 2%. And they say that is going to stay that way. Now, you have with shipping, COVID outbreaks, they force factory shutdowns.
Let's separate these two. So you have inflation where everything costs more. And now we're getting hit with something else. Within the last couple of weeks, if not the last month, we've realized that the shipping lines all over the world are stopping. You can't get goods from here to there. Why?
Well, it's because one of these things is you have the factories overseas that are shutting down because of a second COVID outbreak. So you can't get stuff here overseas, which then has the railways. They are shutting down as far as maybe weeks at a time because they have nothing to ship.
So that's going to make the inflation go higher.
Exactly.
So prices that were already high are going to get higher because there's going to be less inventory.
And you are going to have to wait much longer to get your grill. Much longer.
Don't tell that to my wife. Apparently that thing's been on order now for several months. All right, David Stockman. Let's bring him in. David Stockman, he's written arguably the best book on crony capitalism. It's called The Great Deformation, The Corruption of Capitalism in America. Talk about a great read. David's good enough to join us right now. All right, so we went through inflation. Most people know that stuff. What you are saying, David, is that it's not so much just the inflation, it's the money printing that seems to have no end in sight. In fact, what I used at the beginning of this program were your thoughts, your notes that I took from one of your recent writings. Take us through that again.
Well, okay, I think it's very simple. The first century of the Fed, its balance sheet went from zero when it opened in 1914 to about 4.4 trillion somewhere in the middle of 2014, a century later. In the last 23 months, we've duplicated that 4.4 trillion. The balance sheet now is 8.2 trillion. That's the first point. Massive money printing of a scale never before imagined. You had it right, $6.5 billion a day. But you got to put that in perspective. During that same 23-month period, 2 years, you know how much GDP, and I'm talking about nominal GDP, just the dollar GDP, it's up by 1.4 trillion. So think about that. We have printed 3 times more money in the last 2 years than the entire growth of the GDP. They've swamped the place. They've waterlogged Wall Street and increasingly the economy. That's why we have these roaring housing prices with fiat liquidity, just money made out of thin air. So now we have the Fed buying 120 billion a month still, adding to its balance sheet. They say they're maybe thinking about tapering somewhere down the road. That's lunatic. They should be stopping that right now and should have never done it in the first place. But of that 120 billion, 40 billion a month is in mortgage-backed securities. We have a rip-roaring housing inflation. Housing prices are up 23% by one index in the last year, and they're still adding kerosene to the fire by buying all these housing securities, driving interest rates, mortgage rates to rock bottom, forcing American households that may want to buy a house for the first time or trade up to get in line, close their eyes, and pay any price, that they can throw at the board in the hope that maybe they'll be lucky and end up with a purchased home. I mean, this is nonsense. What is it accomplishing? It is just one giant casino that is now being lit up from coast to coast. And of course, I haven't even gotten to Wall Street yet in the fact that really now we're in the middle of the greatest suckers rally in recorded history. These stock prices, bond prices, and meme stock prices, and crypto prices, and FANG prices, and tech prices, they're crazy. They're totally disconnected from income. And remember, at the end of the day, it's income and profits that create the value of an asset. And when they become disconnected to the degree that they are today, and it's really fantastic, you basically are inflating financial assets. And that's the thing that people are missing. The Fed has been whining for years now about too little inflation. They call it lowflation. I mean, that's nonsense. They have been inflating the hell out of financial assets for years. That's why the stock market is at the insane heights that it's at today. And now that's beginning to spill over into goods and services and Main Street daily living prices as well. So they've got themselves painted into a horrendous corner from which I see no exit except some kind of huge day of reckoning, unfortunately.
That's interesting what you just said, that you see no exit. What if they were to say, we don't have to have an exit. We can just keep printing money. Is that a possibility? Can that work? Can they actually do that? Or does there have to be an end to this?
And they can do what they want to do, man, because the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. And we finna deal with this, man. Because see, it's controlled by a group of people, man. They can do what they want to do. Why? Because it tell you in Micah 2:1, they sit upon their beds, right? Matter of fact, let me read that real quick. I want to finish this before I get precepts, but let me read this. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. As Job 9:24 said, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. This is Micah 2:1. It reads, woe, it say, woe to them that devise iniquity and were evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it. Why? Because it is in the power of their hand.
I think there has to be an exodus because pretty soon we're going to have goods and services inflation that's at 4, 5, and 6%, which is even far higher than their own targets. They're going to have to finally concede that it's not transitory. And as a result of that, they're going to have to raise interest rates. They're going to have to stop buying all these bonds. And the minute that happens, there will be a huge crash on Wall Street. And of course, unfortunately, that will spill over into the Main Street economy and everybody will suffer as a result of the foolishness of the 12 people sitting on the so-called open market committee, and particularly of Jay Powell. I mean, this guy is the most incompetent boob that has ever, run the Fed, and we've had some real, winners in that category for several terms now. I mean, it's just unbelievable. The guy stands up there and lies to the American public. He doesn't have inflation under control. He says he sees no sign of bubbles in the stock market. What is that guy smoking? I mean, when you have the S&P trading at 30 times net income or double what it should be, it's just one indication of the problem.
David, you're fantastic. You are, man, you tell it like it is. You see it and you call it. And we will see how the market does. And thanks for joining us and sharing that gloom with us. We'll just have to see how it shakes out. Thanks, David, once again, my friend.
Now, that was the point on that. Let me turn this volume back up. So, as the Roman Empire, currency was gold, silver, bronze, and copper. So is Babylon the Great, man, which is revived Roman Empire. Gold, silver, the FRNs, man. This is now as I read Micah 2:1, Job 9:24 said the earth was given to the hand of the wicked, right? So it says in the power of their hand to do these things. Because who's controlling this? Who's controlling it? It's a group of people that's controlling this, man. It's the Job 9:24s, right? But who's controlling the Job 9:24s? This is Proverbs 16:1. It reads, the preparations of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua. So it's the Lord that's controlling them to do this, man. This is the Lord playing chess with these Job 9:24s. Verse 2 say, all the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits. This is Proverbs 16:9. A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. Right? This is Proverbs 21:1. Because who controlled this money or the monetary system? It's these Job 9:24s. Proverbs 21:1 reads, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. The Lord pondereth the hearts, he weigheth the spirits. This is Proverbs 16:11. It reads, a just weight and balance are the Lord's. All the weights of the bag are his. This is the Lord doing this, man. So these devils, the Lord is taking these devils down, man. We see their kingdom falling. We see the economy collapsing. The infrastructure of Babylon the Great is deteriorating, man. As it say, let's get this. Isaiah 14 in verse 11, it say, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. What does that mean when worms is on top of you and on the bottom? That means you're being deteriorated, man. You are being consumed from the top, from the bottom, from the inside out, man. What did the Lord do to this guy? Uh, um what his name is, Antiochus Epiphanes, man. Worms destroy him from within, man. Same thing happened to this other guy, Herod, man. He was being deteriorated by worms, man, being consumed from within, man. That's how Babylon the Great, that's what's happening to Babylon the Great. It's being consumed from within. Hey, Shalom. Hey, Shalom, you one. Shalom, brother. Hey, the water for sharing the lesson. Hey, the water to your occupant, I walk from the comment board. Yeah, about Shema Shab, rock a thumb. The water for tuning in. These devils, just like Antiochus Epiphanes and Herod, North America, Babylon the Great is being consumed from within, man. Now this is James chapter 5 and 1. And it reads, go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth eaten. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. When it say the rust of them, I mean they have heaped together so much, man. It say your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, because you spoil all the nations, man, and shall eat your flesh as it worth fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days, but it is worth nothing, man. The Lord is showing that these FRNs is worth nothing, man. The dollar, hey, it's finna go from inflation to hyperinflation, man. Let me read this. This is Azariah Yahweh, Psalm 94:1. O Yahweh power, to whom vengeance belongeth, O power to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself. Verse 2 reads, lift up thyself, thy judge of the earth, render a reward to the proud. Hey, and this is the beginning of it, man. Same thing happened with Rome, man. Their currency failed, man. Why? Because they kept adding copper to their coins, man, until the coin was all copper, man. It's the same thing happening now with these FRN notes, man. They ain't worth nothing anyway because they ain't backed by no gold or silver. And these devils got this whole system. Once the Lord put the spirit on to create this whole system so they can create a computer that they can show they got a bunch of zeros, man. When you go get a loan from the bank, if you can get it, it's a bunch of zeros, man. The money isn't there. But they give you money that ain't there, but you paying them back blood, sweat, and tears, man. Because it isn't there, man. There's no backing, man. This is these devils are slick, man. But they was made to be the violence of the earth, man. It's Proverbs 11:28. It say, he that trusteth in riches shall fail. He that trusteth in his riches shall fail, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch. This is Job 31:24. And it reads, and the Lord is showing us, he's giving us examples all the time not to trust in riches, man. This is Job 31:24. If I had made gold my hope, Salakia, if I had made gold my hope, or have said to the fine gold, thou art my confidence. Hey, and like we go into Romans 8:24, say, what is hope that is seen, right? if you got riches, if you got everything that you need, why would you pray to Yahweh Shema Shah? The Lord said our prayers are like a sweet savor to his nose, right? Why would you pray to the Lord if you got everything you need? It tell you that in Matthew 6, man, right? You can't serve Yahweh Shema Shah and Mammon, which is Mammon is the god of money, man. You can't serve the two. And why would you? Matter of fact, let's read that. I'm gonna come out to Job. Why would you serve Yahweh Shema Shah when you got so it seems that you got everything that you need on earth when you got a bank full of monies? This is Matthew 6 and verse 19. It reads, lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt. There's a corrupt again, as it is in James 5, and where thieves break through and steal. Lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So you ain't finna come into the truth talking about you serving Yahweh Shema Shah and money. Because when you get money, you got to keep getting money, man. That's how cold the Lord is, man. Once you start getting these type of monies, you have to keep working to get it, man. Don't we got to go to the plantation and work? And if you want to keep paying your bills, you got to do what? You got to keep working, man, to keep getting money to pay your bills. So the Lord made us balance with this truth and go to the plantation. The moment you try to get higher, they go into the plantation to get regular monies to keep your things that you need, not what you want. When you try to make it some other type of way, nah, your mind, your body, your soul is going to be consistently trying to get those monies because you living different, man. When you going to have time for the Lord? When you going to have time to study and do videos? You don't. It's a, for where your treasures is, there will your heart be also, right? Verse 24 reads, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve Yahweh Shema Shai and Mammon. You can't do it, man. Now, making a point. It's Ecclesiasticus. Let's get this. It's Ecclesiasticus 38 and verse 24. Because the men of the world, 2/3 of Jake, this is what they're following, man. Going into Matthew 6, you can't serve God and Mammon. This is like Ecclesiastes 38 and 24. It reads, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by the opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. So the Lord balances out and give us work, whatever it is. Anything past that, you being wicked, you're being greedy, and the Lord gonna destroy you, man. Because you can't be balanced out trying to get more than what the Lord provides you and try to serve Yahweh Shema Shah. It's not going to work, man. In Psalm 68:19, the Lord say, he daily loadeth us with benefits. It say, blessed be the Lord who daily loadeth us with our benefits, man. Right? So this verse 24 again, Ecclesiastes 24, Ecclesiastes 38, verse 24, also known as Sirach, it say, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by the opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. It say, how can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow? What plow? Of the world. And that glorieth in the goad, that driveth oxen, which is what? Cattlemen, and is occupied in their labors, whose talk is of bullocks, right? Listen, it say he giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give kind fodder. It say, so every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals and are diligent to make great verity. It say diligent in what? Their labors, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery and watch to finish a work. The smith also sitteth by an anvil, and considering the iron work, the vapor of the fire wasteth his flesh, and he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears, and his eyes look still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He set up his mind to finish his work, and watcheth to polish it perfectly. So doeth the potter, sitting at his work, and turneth the wheel about with his feet, who is always carefully set at his work, who is always carefully set at his work, and maketh all his work by number. He fashioneth the clay with his arm, and boweth down his strength before his feet. He applied himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace. All these, listen, all these trust in their hands, and everyone is wise in his work, man. They become diligent, wise, wisdom in their craft. It say, without these cannot a city be inhabited. You need the carpenters, right? You need the plumbers. You need the doctors and the lawyers and all these. You need these people because the world made it so. It say, without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will. Why? Because they always got to work, man. You always on the move. You got people that work in these Fortune 500 companies. They always jet setting, man. They always got to go meet different cities, man. Always jet setting. It say, without these cannot a city be inhabited. We need carpenters. We need plumbers, right? You need roofers. You need the concrete men, right? To lay the foundation. Then you got the carpenter. Man, listen, you need these people to build houses, shopping mall, condominiums, plazas, sidewalks, right? You need these people, man. The electricians, they are needed. These people are always needed. Listen, it say, without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will, because they always got to work, man. Nor go up and down. They shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit high in the congregation. What congregation? Of Yahweh Shema Shah. It say, they shall not sit on the judge's seat. What the Lord say? Them that follow me in my temptations. In Luke 22 and 28, I will appoint you seat with me in my kingdom, right? Being judges, what is that? Matthew 19 and 28. You shall sit with me judging the 12 tribes of Israel. These people that's maintaining the earth, the Lord ain't looking for these people, man. These are the ones that's chasing the bag, man. The Lord is showing us examples of how they going to fall for chasing this bag, man. That's why I love to go when we at camp. Where 50 Cent said, get rich or die trying, man. And most of Jake died trying to get rich, man. It say, Ecclesiastes 34 and 33, they shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit high in the congregation. They shall not sit on the judge's seat, nor understand the sentence of judgment. That's why they wound up dying, man. They don't understand the counsel of Yahweh Shema Shah. They was made, talking about 2/3 of Jake. We know the heathens, collateral damage, and casualties of war. I'm talking about 2/3 of Israel. They was made to keep the world, man, and to not understand this truth. It say, no understand the sentence of judgment. They cannot declare justice and judgment, and they shall not be found where parables are spoken. What the Lord said in Matthew 13? He speak in parables, man. But they will maintain the state of the world, and all the desire is in the work of their craft. These men, the Lord is not looking for, man. So this devil, what the Lord said in Proverbs 3 and 31, envy thou not the devil, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, man. Because if you do, this is going to be your mindset, man. You trying to chase the bag until you die. So let's read this again. Proverbs 11 and 28. He that trusteth in his riches shall fall. And most of Jake never get rich, man. They just die trying. But the righteous shall flourish as a branch. Back in Job 31. This is Job 31 and 24. And it reads, if I have made gold my hope, or have said to the fine gold, thou art my confidence. That's crazy, man. But that's the world. Outside of this truth, this is how the world thinks. It's a verse 25. If I rejoice because my wealth was great, and because my hand have gotten much, if I beheld the sun when it shine, or the moon walking in brightness, and my heart have been secretly enticed, or my mouth have kissed my hand, this also were an iniquity to be punished by the judge. What judge? Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah. For I shall have denied the God that is above. Right, because you trust in your riches. That's why Solomon said this, man. If you, man, listen, you deny Yahweh Shema Shah. This is our Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 7. It reads, two things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies, give me neither poverty nor riches, feed me with food convenient for me. And this is what Job said. This is Proverbs 39. Least I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord Yahweh? Or at least I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain. And that's what Job said in Job 31, man. I will say to rich, I will say to gold and to the fine gold, thou art my confidence. Our confidence is in Yahweh Shema Shah. Let's go back to Job. This is Job 23. This is verse 11. My foot have held his steps, his way have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. How do you get food? You need monies. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. Why should we be doing this? This is what Yahweh said. Matthew 4 and 4. This is what he told Satan. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone. How do you get bread? You need money. It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh Shema Shah. And this is Yahweh Shah quoting what Moses told the Israelites in Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 3, man. We can't live with monies, man. This is Psalms 49. Now, hold on. Before I get that, make a point, because y'all got some scoffers out there talking trash. Let's read this. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 12. It reads, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense, because we got to pay bills. The Lord said, by the sweat of our brow shall we eat bread, because we're under the curses. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. Has nothing to do with money, man. The Lord said he give us our daily bread, right? In Matthew 6, in the Lord's Prayer. You got the one in Psalm 68:19. The Lord said he daily loaded us with benefits, man. So that's the Lord giving you your measure. Now, see, I forgot where I was going to go at. Salakia. Oh, Psalms 49 in verse 6. It reads this. It say, they that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. Because they tell you that was Ecclesiastes 8. And let's get that. Ecclesiastes 8. In 8, it say, there is no man that have power over the spirit to retain the spirit. You see, there's no man that have power over the spirit to retain the spirit, neither have he power in the day of death. And there is no discharge in that war, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it, man. So as it says in Psalm 49, money will not save you. Again, Psalm 49 and 6, they that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. You can't redeem nobody. You can't deliver nobody with money, man. This is Proverbs 11 in verse 4. It say, riches profiteth, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Money would not save you in the day of trouble, man. This Proverbs 13:11, it reads, wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. What labor? Feeding the sheep. Yahweh Shema Shai only care about feeding the sheep, man. That's a beautiful precept right there. Let's read this. This is from Isaiah Yahweh Ecclesiasticus 1:4. Wisdom have been created before all things, and the understanding of prudence from everlasting. Hey, what did it say? Get wisdom. Matter of fact, I don't want to butcher. Let's read it. I'm already here. Proverbs 4:7 reads, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Because Isaiah 33:6 reads, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times, man, not money. Money will not save you. This is our Proverbs 23:4, and it reads, labor not to be rich, cease from thy own wisdom. Labor not to be rich, cease from thy own wisdom. It tell you in Ecclesiasticus, the Lord, if the Lord can make us out of a sudden, he can make a man rich, man, if he wanted to be so. Obviously, if you ain't rich at this point, the Lord don't want you to be rich, man. Why? Because riches destroy many, man. Tell you in the 1 Timothy chapter 6. Proverbs 23:4 again, it say, labor not to be rich, cease from thy own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle towards heaven. Listen, man. Hey, 1 minute you will have it, next minute you don't, man. The Lord will take it from you. That's why we understand that if the Lord wants you to have it, he'll give it to you. If not, hey, it ain't meant, man. Hey, it say they for riches, it say riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle towards heaven. Hey, Michael Jackson, what's his late name? Cicely Tyson, Prince. Hey, they gone, man. Could they take their money with them back to the spiritual realm? No, man. Hey, the moment you can get it, the Lord will take away. Hey, we got plenty of examples of that. Look what happened to Mike Tyson. You want to bite people on the ear? Okay. They sat him down, man. They sat him down, man. Now he getting back almost 70 years old trying to get back. Hey, who controls this? The Job 9 and 24s, man. But who overall is Yahweh Shema Shah. This is Proverbs 10 and 22. And it reads, the blessing of the Lord Yahweh, it maketh rich. What's this? That's we're gonna read it. And he addeth no sorrow with it, man. Proverbs 10 and 22. The blessing of the Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Abishai, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. When you make it to Hollywood by using your talents for wickedness, hey, it's sorrow with it, man. You got to sell out. As many of these people said, when you're in the movie, you got to go to the director's couch. You know what happens on the director's couch? You got to partake with everybody that's in the film, man. Again, Proverbs 10 and 22, the blessings of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. Let's hear about the riches of Yahweh Shema Bashai. This is Isaiah 45 and 3, and it reads, and I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord Yahweh, which called thee by thy name, am the power of Israel. The riches we looking for is what? I read in Matthew 6. Stored up for the kingdom of heaven, man. Hey, these devils is living in the imaginary world in illusions, man. And they got 2/3 of Jake following the same thing, man. It's not real. Hey, virtual reality, man. Hey, virtual reality, man. This is Luke chapter 12 and verse 15. It reads, and he said unto them, take heed and be aware of covetousness, for a man's life consists of not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth, man. The Lord don't care about these things, man. They finna be burnt up with fervent heat, right? 2 Peter 3, 10 through 12, man. Finna be destroyed, man. So what manner of person are you to be in our holy conversation? Matter of fact, here we go right here. Let's read this. Oh man, call on Yahweh Hashem Abishai, because this is not one of the scriptures. I was gonna read 15 and keep it moving. Let's read this. Luke 12 and 15 again. He said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consists of not in the abundance of things which he possesseth. Verse 16. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits? And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, prideful person, man, soul that has much goods laid up for many years. Another Lord said in Proverbs 27, boast not of tomorrow, for you know not what a day may bring forth. He say, and I will say to my soul, soul that has much goods laid up for many years. Jake, always thinking about, I'm finna go on vacation. I'm finna go this. Next week, this weekend, we finna do this or that. Hey, man, boast not of tomorrow, for you know not what a day may bring forth, man. What about doing this work, man? It say, and I was, again, he say, and I will say to my soul, soul that has many goods laid up for many years, take thy ease, right? Be comfortable here, eat, drink, and be merry. What it said, that's the same thing it said Luke 17:26, right? Matthew 24:37. And as it was in the days of Noah, they shall eat, drink, marry, wise, plant, build, sell, and buy. This is being comfortable. And this is 2/3 of Jake. They want to be comfortable here. They just want to be comfortable. It's a but power said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be quiet of thee. Then who shall those things be? That's riches, growing wings and flying away. It said, then whose things, Yahweh shot cold, man. Yahweh Shema shot is cold, man. But Yahweh Shema shot said unto him, thy fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich towards Yahweh Bashim Shai, man. These devils got Jake bugged out and destroyed, following vainglory, man. Riches. That was beautiful, man. Can't make this up. This is Proverbs 22:1. And it reads, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. A good name, man. Hey, because what Yahweh Shah said. Let's read this. Man, this is Matthew 10:32. Hey, it's a Proverbs said 22:1 said, a good name is to be rather chosen than riches, man. This is Matthew 10:32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. That means your name is good. If Yahweh shall confess your name before Yahweh, that means your name is great, man. Let's read it again. Proverbs 22:1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. Hey, the Lord say, ye that follow me in my temptations, man, you shall sit upon the throne with me in my kingdom. So it said, good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. The loving favor is of Yahweh, man. Yeah, hey, telling Yahweh, hey, yeah, they went hard for you, man. Heavenly Father Yahweh, These are those that went hard for you in the world, man. These are those that I prayed for. When you read it, what is it, John 17, man? It say, verse 2, the rich and the poor meet together, and the Lord is the maker of them all. So it doesn't matter, man. That's what the Lord say. He's looking for the meek, for the poor, because the rich shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. This is Proverbs 10 and 2. It reads, treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness deliver from death, man. This is Psalms 62. And I'm going to start at verse 5. It reads, my soul, wait thou only upon power, for my expectation is from him. My soul wait thou only upon power, for my expectations is from him. Hey, our expectations, man, is from Yahweh Shema Shai, nothing else. It say he only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. Dr. Fauci talking about blacks and Latinos don't have blacks and Latinos are vulnerable. No, we ain't. We got a defense, man. It's Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. It say, he only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. In power is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in power. Trust in him at all times, ye people. Pour out your heart before him. Power is a refuge for us. That's all we need, man. Hey, it's by the words of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. This is verse 10. It reads, it say, trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Hey, because the Lord can give it to you. As I quoted, it's in Ecclesiastes, man. The Lord can give it to you if you want it, man. It's nothing for the Lord to make a man rich. But if you do get it, it say what? You must be ready to disperse to it. Let's read it. This 1 Timothy 6. Let's read it right here. 1 Timothy 6. I'm gonna start at 8. And it's saying, having food and raiment, let us be dealt with content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. And we know this talking about, first and foremost, Esau, Edom, man. And then 2/3 of Jacob. It say, verse 10, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. And one of those main sorrows is taking their all, man. Okay, the Lamarck. It say, let me jump down. This is verse 17. It reads, 1 Timothy 6 and 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, because Jake, you got the Lord can give it to you, man. It say, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches. This is the Lord talking to Jake, man. It say, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, because they can grow wings and fly away. But in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy, that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate. So if the Lord give it to you, it's not for you to sit on it and hold it, just like the truth. The Lord gave you this talent. It's not for you to sit on it, man. So if the Lord give you riches, it's to do what? It's to help the brotherhood, man. Again, 1 Timothy 6 and 18, that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute. So if you got the funds, the Lord gave it to you, hey, help the brotherhood, man. If you in the truth, spread the gospel. That's distributing too, man. Pushing this truth, man. Tell you Galatians 6 and 1, ye that are spiritual, restore such a one, man. It say that they do good, that they be rich in good works, which is the truth, feeding the sheep, ready to distribute, willing to communicate. laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, which is what? Jacob's trouble, that they may lay hold on eternal life. So if the Lord bless you with it, you gotta spread it to the brotherhood, man. This is Hebrews 13:5. It reads, let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as you have. The Lord said, give us our daily bread in Psalm 19. That's one of my favorite precepts. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as you have. For he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. You see? Matter of fact, let me get this. What's that? 2 Corinthians 8 and 9. Listen to this, man. This 2 Corinthians 8 and 9. For we know the grace of our Lord, Yahweh Mashiach, that though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that ye through his poverty might be rich. Rich with what? The kingdom of heaven, everlasting salvation, man. You see, Yahweh was he came down and be made flesh, man. It tell you in John 1, man. Hey, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God, and the word became flesh, man. He became poor for the elect's sake, man. The Lord don't care about you having riches on the planet, man. He don't care about you having a soup kitchen, man. That ain't gonna get you salvation, man. This is Ecclesiastes 5 and 10. It reads, hey, be content with what you got, man. And it said in 1 Timothy 6 and 8. It said in Matthew 6. Then again in just Hebrews 13 and 5, man, be content with what you got, man. If you're trying to get these monies over here, man, you are greedy and you're gonna die a grievous death, man. Ecclesiastes 5 and 10. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This also is vanity. It say again, Ecclesiastes 5 and 10. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase, which is what? Usury, man. These devils do what? You go get a car, brand new off the lot. Hey, you paying for 2 cars before you pay the car off, man. You go get a house, you go get a loan for a house, you paying 2 houses off before you get the house. And then as the apostle went into years ago, man, the word mortgage, man. Go back to the word mortgage, man. You be your life dying deaf trying to pay off a house. And then it's left for your kids, man. If it be so. Or the bank take it back. Who knows, man? But you spend the rest of your life trying to pay off a house, man. That's what mortgage is. Go back to the word mortgage, man. It say, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity, Salakia. You see, this is verse 11. It say, when goods increase, they are increased that eat them. And what good is there to the owners thereof, saving the beholding of them with their eyes? Hey, man, you think you're gonna profit on this side? It's gonna destroy you, man. You're gonna die a grievous death. You're gonna bust your ass to work and get all these things, and it ain't gonna prosper for you, man. And though it seems like you see Jake that's prospering, we don't care about the heathens. This is their world. Though it seems to you that Jake is prospering, hey, they are not, man. They are not. Let's read it. It's Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. It say, because sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily. And if you think this is not evil works trying to be part of this world, you're a fool, man. Anything outside of this truth, hey, is wickedness, man. If you're not being content with what the Lord gave you, that's being wicked, man. It said because sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily. So you think we see Jake, they prospering? They ain't, man. And a lot of these celebrities tell you that, hey, the head brother in the camp, I we go into it all the time. This nigga, Future said, hey, yeah, they get a bigger check, but that's just it, man. They said they living from check to check too. Future said they living from check to check, man. The check just bigger. That's it. If they Israelites and they made it to Hollywood, they ain't make it nowhere, man. Hey, because they still slaving. Hey, they slaving harder than we is, man. They court justice, man. And once your court justice becomes lame, hey, they at least throw you away, man. You ain't good for nothing, right? Future said, hey, they living from check to check. They checks just bigger, man. That's it. But they still slaving, man. It's a because sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the hearts of the Son of Man is full of sin to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, it seems like they prospering. Look at Dr. Dre. This woman took all his money from this man. Then they came out and said he got to pay $3 million for some marriage counseling for her, just for her. It's a yet surely I know that it should be well with them that fear power, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shah. This man, Dr. Dre, got to pay all this money. Now he had to give her so many hundreds of millions of dollars. Then he got to pay $3 million every year for her to get counseling. What? Hey, these monies will destroy you, man. Proverbs 28 and 22 reads, it said, he that hasteth to be rich have an evil eye. What should we be hastening, man? It tell you that in First Peter and Second Peter 2, 2 Peter 3, we supposed to be hastening the day of Yahweh Shema Shah. But you got 2/3 of Jake that's hastening to be rich, man. Shabbat Shalom. Yahweh Shema Shah Barakatah. This is Proverbs 28 and 22. He that hasteth to be rich have an evil eye, and considereth not that poverty shall come upon him. Feed me with food that's convenient for me. Give me neither poverty nor riches, man. This is man, it's Proverbs 21 and 20. Jake have no idea what's coming, man. It say Proverbs 21 and 20, there is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwellings of the wise, but the foolish man spendeth it up. You see? What is it talking about? It's talking about this wisdom and knowledge that shall be the stability of our times. Let's read again. Proverbs 21 and 20. There is treasure to be desired. Like one that buy for field and find for pearl, right? And sell up everything else. It's truth, man. There is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwellings of the wise. What's the oil? It's truth, man. But the foolish man spendeth it up. No, I don't need that. I need to get money. I can't eat off this word. I can't eat that Bible. That's what Jake let us say. I can't eat no Bible, man. what DMX told that's why Lord killed that nigga, man. What DMX told Nas in the movie Belly. Shorty can't eat no books. Hey, yes, we can. Ezekiel 3 tell you. Revelation, what is that, chapter 10? When John say, hey, the angel handed me the little book and I ate it up. Right? Ezekiel 2, hey, take this book and eat it. It shall be lamentation, mourning, the woes, but eat this. Eat this thy finest, man. 2/3 ain't gonna make it, man. Why? Because they don't want to eat this book, man. That's the problem. That's the whole deal, man. So you gotta die a grievous death, man. This is beautiful precept, brother. Ecclesiastes 62 from Adam Nana. It say, a man to whom power hath given riches, wealth, and honor, so that he wanteth nothing for his soul of all that he desireth. Yet God giveth him not power to eat thereof, but a stranger eateth it. This is vanity, and it is an evil disease. That's cold, Locke. That's cold. Wow. That's cold. You see that, man? Riches, profit of not. Let's read this again. That's cold, man. Ecclesiastes 62 from Adam Nana. A man to whom power have given riches, wealth, and honor, so that he wanteth nothing for his soul of all that he desire. Yet power giving him not power to eat thereof, but a stranger eateth it. This is vanity, and it is an evil disease. Hey, that's cold, man. Fire. Fire. Can't get around that, man. You think you're gonna make it here? You're not, man. And the little bit that you have, you think you think Yahweh Shema Shah gave it to you. No, man. Satan, the Lord let Satan give people things on the left hand side too, man. What did Satan tell Yahweh Shah? If you bow down to me, I will give you all these kingdoms, man. Yahweh Shema Shah let Satan get Jake things on the left hand side, man. So you got a family member, you like, man, they ain't in the truth and they prospering in the world. It look good from your side, like, man, they ain't catching no L's. Man, the Lord ain't dealing with them, man. All you gotta do is just hold on a little more longer, and you're gonna see them fall, and they shall never rise again, man. This Proverbs 21 and 13, Salakia. Job 21:13, going back into who? The Job 9:24s, right? It said they spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto God, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray to him? It say what? They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Hey, though it tarry, wait for it, it shall surely come. It will not tarry, man. You think these devils are sliding off into the sunset like Clint Eastwood? What's this guy named John Wayne on a horse? No, man. No. They finna go into the pits, man. Their infrastructure, the economy, their monetary system is all deteriorating. It's being destroyed, man. And the Lord is showing us examples every day, man. Call out Yahweh Shema Shah. Hey, so Lord wants edifying. Gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who well, who teach well. Who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready concepted or not. And the citizen say, takes to all the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the 4 winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. Shalom to the outwalk who are listening and learning. The few sisters who are listening and learning. Let me slack you. I got excited. Let me read this. It's another beautiful precept. This is Adonai, Zephaniah 1 and 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. Oh, hold on. Let me get one more. I think it's Isaiah 2, if I ain't mistaken. Let's see. Oh, yeah. It's Isaiah 2 and verse 19. Going back to these Job 9:24s. It say, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks, and into the clefts of the earth, into the caves of the earth, for the fear of the Lord Yahweh, in the day of in Jacob's trouble. Because it tell you in Ecclesiastes 12 and 3 that the keepers of the house shall tremble. It say, for the fear of the Lord Yahweh, and for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. In that day, a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship, the moles and to the bats. So the point I want to make out of this is, hey, money is an idol, man. Gold and silver is an idol, man. Right? It's called Mammon, the god of money, man. So I want to make that point. See, these devils, all these things, like I said, James 5, what I read, that gold and silver is canker, man. He said that their money is corrupt, man. So we seeing it happen. Their money is corrupt, man. Hey, so the water for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema shall continue blessing your houses. Stay prayed up. Hey, Lord willing, tune in to GMS Orlando Camp tonight. Lord willing, it's 7 o'clock. Lord willing. So Shalom, Wa Abba.